Hey guys, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing a fun video and that is some baseball romance reading recs. Baseball is one of my favorite sports to read about. I actually played softball when I was a kid, so baseball is near and dear to my heart. I have a Ranger shirt on because I do live in Texas. I live in North Texas, so the Texas Rangers are up here. But I just wanted to go ahead and start this list. I have 10 different items on here for you. Some of them are series, some of them are standalones. Most of them are in a series, but they're actually really good ones, and I hope that some of these are ones that you haven't heard of before. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Coming in at number 10 is the Boys of Baseball series by Jay Sterling. This series consists of the ninth inning, Behind the Plate, and Safe at First. So there's three books in this series. It's one of my favorite series that I've read so far. It has been a long time since I've read it, so I might have to do a reread. But it's just cute and fluffy, and some of really good baseball books that I have read previously, and I've actually really enjoyed them. So there are a couple of books on here that I actually haven't read, but I'm excited to get to, so that's what like the order is gonna go in. So coming in at number 9 is Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. This one does have a former baseball player in it, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I really don't know much other than the guy was a former baseball player, and he moves to like this, either his former hometown or a small town or something of the sort, but I'm really looking forward to it. Coming in at number 8 is Bad Boys Break Hearts by Michaela Smeltzer. The main guy character is a baseball player. It's kind of a, I don't want to say enemies to lovers, but it's kind of like that. The two main characters have known each other for a really long time, and the main guy character blames the girl character for quote-unquote leaving him when he was like a child, so he has a lot of resentment towards her. And then when she ends up going to the same college that he does, they kind of have this spat, and it is enemies to lovers. It's actually a really good story, and I can't wait to reread it. I do know that there is another book in the series, but it doesn't have the same two main characters, so that's number 8. Coming in at number 7 is one that has been on YouTube or BookTube, mostly Instagram. I've seen it all over the place, but that is the Bromance Book Club by Lyssa Kay Adams. This one is about a second baseman, and he is trying to win his wife back, so he goes to a book club that has a lot of different unsuspecting members to it. So this is really good. I actually haven't read this one, but I know a lot of people have read it, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So hopefully in the next couple of months I'll be able to get to this. But I do have, like I said, a lot of other things that I need to get to first, but highly recommend this one to anybody who hasn't read it yet. Coming in at number 6 is a book that I read a couple years ago, and that is Falling for the Rookie by Trish Williford. This is about a guy, obviously, who is a baseball player, and he hits a ball into the stands, and it hits a person. And the person that it hits is our main female character, and she goes to the hospital to get treated, and he comes and visits her and makes sure that she's all right. And lo and behold, she is a season ticket holder, so she goes to all of the home games. Their romance is very cute. There is a reason why she has the season tickets. They're not just hers, they're other people's as well. So it's a very good book, and I highly recommend it. Number 5 on my list is Jock Rowe by Sarah Nye. This is book 1 in the Jock Rowe series. I liked it. I really did. It's about this girl who is very protective of her roommates, and so one night they go to a party at the baseball house, and she is kind of being like you know, a blocker with the baseball players. So the baseball players kick her out of the house and have this one guy basically watch her, like not allow her back in the house and all of this other stuff. And those two form a relationship, and it's just really cute. And how that I love that out of that book, that particular epilogue is one of my favorites. But I have not continued on with the series. As of yet. Like I said, I still have a lot to get to, but looking very forward to continuing on with that series. Number 4 on my list is The Brentwood Boys by Megan Quinn. This consists of the locker room, the dugout, the lineup, and the trade. There is more. I have read books 1 through 4. Past that, I'm not really a fan of. Some of the synopsises is just not what I'm into. Let me tell you, some of these books are really, really hilarious. And it's just so funny, some of these guys and what they say to get, like, you know, these girls to do things, and their one-liners are just so funny. So I highly recommend that one if you haven't read them already. I believe they are on Kindle Unlimited, so go check them out if you haven't done so already. Number 3 on my list. Now, this was the very first baseball book that I have ever read, when I was back in, I want to say, high school. I don't even remember when this book came out, to be honest. Yeah, I just graduated high school, so this was 2012, and that is The Perfect Game by Jen Sterling. This author, Jen Sterling, has some amazing books. This is the only one I have by her physically right now. I want to get her other books, but there is just something about Jack Carter and Cassie Andrews that have just, like, stolen my heart. I absolutely love them. They are so great. They have 3 books, and to be honest, like, this first one is still my favorite. Like, I love it so much, and I highly recommend it. If you have not read this, if you have not read this book, please do, because it is so good and it's very much worth your time. Alright, and then the last two series that I have on here, they kind of coincide with one another. So, coming in at number 2 is the Rules of Love series. So, these are, like, at least one of the main people, it has something to do with baseball. So the first book is the Virgin Rule book. This is about Crosby and Lord, what is her name? Nadia. Crosby and Nadia. So they have been best friends for a really long time. And Crosby is a baseball player, and Nadia owns a local football club, like NFL football. She owns one of the teams in the town that they live in. So it's very good. I loved this one. And I think this one probably was my favorite out of all of them. But nevertheless, they're still really good. I do believe that the second book is The Virgin Game Plan, and this is about Reese and Hayden, I think is his name, or it starts with an H. Hayden. So this is about Reese and Holden, and Reese is a woman and Holden is a guy, and Holden is another baseball player on the opposite team of the first book. So this, I believe, is the Comets, and this is the Dragons. So they're both teams in the same town, and then they're all really good friends too. So that is like a second chance romance. It's very good. This one is The Virgin Replay. This is about Sierra and Chance. Yeah, Sierra and Chance. Chance is Sierra is the sister of the other series that I'm going to talk about here in a minute. She's the sister of one of the guys in that book, and Chance is a teammate of her brother. So it's teammate's sister thing. Or, yeah, I think that's right. But it's really good, and I highly recommend it to anyone. And then these two, I have not read these yet, and this is the Virgin Scorecard. There's just 2 novellas in here. It is Mr. Right Now and Captain Romance. I'm not even sure who are in these 2. So there's that. So I guess Drew and Frankie that's another short story. So Sullivan and Aaron is Captain Romance. which I believe they were side characters in a couple of these other series. And then Mr. Right Now is Clementine and Shane. So Clementine is one of the friends of Reese, I believe. So these are just a couple of novellas. I am going to get to these. I just haven't done so yet. And then coming in at number 1 on my list, it's my all-time favorite series with baseball players. This is a male-male romance, so if you are not a fan of that, just keep in mind. But that is the Men of Summer series by Lauren Blakely. So good. The first book is Winning with Him. This is about Grant and Declan, and Grant and Declan are both baseball players that have come out to the world. So they are both outed gay men, and it's actually really good. This is about Grant when he was a rookie and Declan was a veteran, and Declan kind of took Grant under his wing, trying to teach him how to do a lot of things, and then ultimately they were on the same team, so they couldn't really go anywhere, and then Declan gets traded, and it kind of goes from there. So Winning with Him is book 2, and it's just honestly a continuation of book 1. It goes straight into it, and same thing with All In With Him, which is book 3. So these very much could just be one large book. It just was broken up into 3 different ones to make it a little bit easier to comprehend. But this is by far one of my absolute all-time favorite books, let alone like baseball romance. It's one of my favorites. So with that being said, those are all of my baseball book recommendations that I have for you today. If you have read any other baseball love stories or romances, please let me know what you think that I would really enjoy, because I do need some more recommendations for some baseball romances, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye y'all.